Good morning, everybody. How are you? Tyrone Robertson here. January 23rd, Tuesday, January 23rd, 2018, your year to prosper. Yesterday, I asked the question, what are your plans for 2018? We know that success and prosperity is not by accident. It is intentional. And so I looked at the word plan. Webster Dictionary defines plan as a method or scheme of action developed in advance. And what makes something a plan is if it's developed in advance. Not going through the motions. We know life is like a river. It's like the wind. It never stops. It's always flowing. It's always moving. So a plan means that your method and your scheme is developed in advance. And so this morning I'm thinking, I'm always on the how to. And I thought about this morning, man. So I Googled how to create building plans. How to create building plans. It's some buildings out there that are so beautiful and massive and, state of the art and modern and different looking. And guess what? It was not unintentional. It was all intentional. And so in such is your life. And the reason I say building plans, because that building is your life. It's kind of disheartening when you look at studies and most of us don't plan our lives. And we all know that phrase, if you fail to plan, you're actually planning to fail. And so what are your methods for reaching those goals this year? What scheme do you have? And so when I looked up building how to create building plans, it was profound. The results were profound. The first thing it says, you must know how big you want this thing to be. How big do you want this building to be? What is the capacity? And how big are your goals this year? How big do you want your goals to be? What are your expectations? How big are they? And then second, what are the dimensions of the rooms within that building? And so the different dimensions, the different room dimensions are, the different rooms are, you probably have health goals, you probably have, financial goals, you probably have relationship goals. Those are the rooms within that building. And then you want to know the dimensions of it. Some rooms are bigger than others. The bathroom shouldn't be as big as the master bedroom, right? And so some things are more important, so they need to be bigger. So what are the goals within the master goal? What are the dimensions? What are the dimensions? How big? And then third, which I want to kind of focus on is, once you know how big the building is, then you know the rooms within that building and the dimensions of those rooms. Now you add windows, doors, and walls. And I think that's very profound. So let's deal with walls. Walls are crucial because walls, to me, give you a sense of organization, a sense of security. It's just like a file cabinet. When you look at a file cabinet, each folder is basically a wall. So you have a folder that has, your taxes, your tax information, a folder with your insurance, life, auto, house, health insurance. Those are walls. So some of those files are bigger than others, right? Our family certificates, or our passports, birth certificates, things like that. That's not as big as the file with the real estate stuff in it, because all those different documents that are required for you to have in order to keep things, organized. And so walls are crucial for organization. You must build walls into your goals. You must have those different compartments. That gives organization. It gives you a focus. It doesn't allow things to spill over into other areas. It's separate. It has its own. It's basically its own entity. It functions. It might get help from another area, but it functions. It functions in its own capacity. And so, just like when you have a business, you have different accounts. You have checking account. You have, your investment account. You have all these different accounts within that business, and you can't use your business savings account with your checking account. You can't merge those two. You're gonna have some issues. And so, your expense account. You have your expense account. And so walls are crucial. Now doors. Doors, the function of a door is to give or close access. To give access or to close off access. So my question is, what doors have you built into your goals this year? What has access? What are you giving access to this year? What or who has access to your goals? It's important to construct in advance doors into our goals. What are we going to open up to? What are we going to make sure we're closed off to? Because, Doors are crucial because some things, it's just like your past. My past is really, there's a closed door. I've given a closed door to my past, good and bad, good and bad, because the goals are about future. They're about where I'm going. And so just because something was qualified in your past doesn't mean it's qualified for your future. And that's something that's crucial. It's dope, DOPE. Destiny, embracing your destiny over your past experiences. So remember, there are some things that was okay to do in your past that's not okay for you to do now. There were some people that were qualified in your past that aren't qualified in your future and where you're going. And so based on your goals, you have to make sure that you have doors locked into your goals. What has access, what doesn't have access. And the last thing I want to deal with is windows. Windows, the function of a window is light. It gives access to light. And me personally, I give full access to light. Even with my goals, I give full access to light. If something is based on whatever compartment within my goals, be it financial, be it my leadership, be it learn, I give full access. If something is going to shed some light on an area of leadership or an area of investing, an area of finances, area of budgeting, I always give access to that. So what light are you allowing in? Do you allow all light in? I give full access to light. Full access to light. I feel like I can put it in a certain compartment. This light can go here. That light can go there, based on those rooms, right? Those rooms and those dimensions. And so, light is crucial. Because the windows are crucial. The windows give access to light, and windows also, you can look out and see what's going on outside. You can see what's going on outside of your goals, and you can know, okay, is this something I want to pay attention to, or is this something I don't need to pay attention to? Another function of windows is for light, sound, and air. So sound, let's deal with sound. Who has your ear? Based on your goals, who and what has your ear? Who and what has your ear? What things have you allowed access to your ear? And the things you hear are crucial to how you think. What you hear will definitely influence the way you think. And how you think will influence your behavior. And so if you give access to your ear and you're hearing a lot of negative things, most likely you're going to have a negative thought process. And those thoughts become actions, and then you'll start behaving, and then you can even look up, because it's subtle too. Things you hear can subtly influence you. Subtly. It can be very subtle that, man, why am I doing that? How could I say that? And then you kind of start, just do some homework. If you acted out in a way that really doesn't match up with your expectations for yourself, just look at what you're listening to. What shows are you watching? What radio or podcast? What things are you listening to? So in your goals, let your goals choose what you hear and what has your ear and what doesn't have your ear. Remember when I talked about environment, my challenge was to allow purpose to choose your environment. Let purpose make your environment eligible or ineligible. Does this environment match up with where I'm going? If it doesn't, hey, it's disqualified. My purpose chose that for me, not me. My purpose says you can't be here. My purpose says this place isn't good for where you're going. It's just like when you put that destination into your GPS, those set of instructions are going to not just show you where to go, it's going to show you where not to go as well. It's going to show you the right exit and all the other exits that are good. You'll see people getting off those exits, but based on your instructions that were given to you, based on your destinations, some exits aren't good for you. And so, and then, so that's what I want to deal with. What are your goals this year? And then building creating a building plan. That building is your life. Your life is a building. And though most people don't plan for their lives, you are. And we're planning for success. 2018 is your year to prosper. I'm excited for you to build and construct some awesome goals with the walls, doors, and windows included. Have a blessed day. Have an awesome year. Have an awesome week.